Welcome. This is Melinda Barlow, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher. And today's lesson, again, is coming from the Zentangle primer. And it is available on my website in the paperback. It will not arrive until Thursday, so it will be shipped on Friday. But you can pre-order this one. And also the Reticula and Fragment book in paperback is there. And the great thing about this one is that it is any purchase for this goes, the proceeds go to a scholarship to help someone become a certified Zentangle teacher. So you can apply on the Zentangle website and apply for that. But you can buy these on my website, both the primer and the Reticula and Fragment book. And I will be working a lot out of the primer book in the next little while. I'm just going back to my roots of Zentangle, so we will be working out of this. So if you get one, if you have one, that's fabulous. You can follow along. I'm working right now in lesson 8, and we can open the book and, 7, Reticulas and Fragments. And so I will be referring to some of the things out of this book. And so you can read up on what are they and how to use them, but we're going to teach you how to use them. So let's get started with Reticulas and Fragments. And today's reticula is C-1 in the book, and the fragments that we're going to use are H-2, P-5, and Z-7. Let me come in a little bit on this so you can see what they are, and it's just lots of opportunities here. And that's what we love about Zentangle, is the opportunities. So I'm going to get me a tile, and we're going to work on white because I've had a request to work on white. But you can see that I've done this on a gray tile, and I love working on the color tiles black and brown and gray. But I will teach on white because I've had a request for that. And I didn't get my pens out, or my pencil. So, and I'm going to be using an 01, Micron 01, because I like that fine tip, and a pencil and a blending stump. And let's get started. So first of all, we're going to put our dots in our corners, and then our border. And these two reticulas, these are the same. This one I just did on the diagonal, and this one on a square. And so I think I'm going to do the lesson on a square, so it just makes it a little bit easier to follow. So we have our borders, and if you see this one, I chose not to put a border, and I don't always like to do that. I like to have a border, and I just think it gives it just a prettier look. So, and now we're going to start out with our reticula, which is a C-1. And you're going to think, that is a lot like what I taught Thursday. And it is. We're going to start out, and I'm just going to draw my line right up my border, and then I'm going to echo it. Or aura. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this side. And then I'm going to go up the center and aura it. And then in between both of those. And aura it. And if you're not familiar with what a reticula is, it is a grid. But you're going to see as we progress that they don't have to be a square grid like I'm drawing here. It can be triangles, rounds, lots of different spaces. Really, it's a space to draw a fragment of a tangle. So now you can see I've turned this, excuse me, I have the hiccups. And now I'm going to divide this, I'm going to section this off. And I'm going to go again down my border. And I'm going to go in between those lines because that's what I want the look of. Then I'm going to come down the center. And then down the center of each one of those, giving me a grid pattern. But not your ordinary grid because I've done it just a little different. And now we're going to jump in and we're going to do the fragments of the tangles. And like I said, we're going to use H-2. So I'm going to open my primer. I'll give you a little sneak peek here. So we're going to look at the primer. And I'm going to open it to all the different fragments that you can use. And they're numbered and alphabetized. And so we're going to use... Let's see if I can get this. I'm going to use H-2. So and that's what I did right here on this was H-2. So I'm just going to do several of them within this grid. Normally I wouldn't do lots within the same one, but since we're teaching today, so we're just going to make this, I'm going to half it off like so it's a triangle. And then in this section, I'm going to echo in as many as I feel are possible. Good. And then I'm going to blacken in that center. And then I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. And this is fragment H-2 in the book. Now I could go ahead and just do everything going the same direction. Draw my line going this way and echo it and get a great pattern. Or I could alter it. You know, just do it in a mirrored image. Which I really like, that doing that kind of mirrored image. And I'm just going to fill in each one of these blocks with a fragment of a tangle. And I could continue to go, and then I could do going again and have this one come from this corner and this one come from this corner. We'll do that. So I could fragment, so you can kind of see I could do this and then and that is part of our fragmented tangle within our reticula. So there we have 4. And because I wanted to teach you more than just one, or demo, more than just the one fragment, we're going to move over here, and I'm going to do P-5, because P-5 is a lot like H-2, but it's just got a little different look. And I've used P-5 across here, so you can see. So P-5, I'm going to give a little bit of a curve in there, and then above that, I'm going to draw another line. And then from the convex, I'm going to draw a line, and I'm going to give it some weight, and I'm going to go right from the center and that is P5. And so I'm going to do it going, I'll do another one, so, and I'm going to repeat it so that it is a mirrored image. So I mirrored image that, and I'm going to do the same thing on this one. So on that curved down area is where I'm going to draw my little weighted lines from the center up. And you can see what a beautiful tangle we're going to have in those 4 squares. Again, my curve with my ordered line. And there we have it. But I couldn't stop there. I decided that I had to take part of this fragment and put in here. And it's just a little different because it's got a curve to it. So I just aura that space and fill it in. And you can see we've just gotten another beautiful pattern that we can do. The true beauty of Zentangle is that it's 3 strokes of the pen. A pattern is 3 strokes of the pen or less, and it really doesn't make any object. It just is pattern drawing. And I love it because it is very relaxing. When I get into just plain pattern drawing and repetitive, it's very, very relaxing. So you could see I could do this same design down here and this one right here and have a beautiful tile. But so I could do that and have a great tangle, but I want to show you one more tangle and that I did with this one that was beautiful. So we're going to repeat. This is P5, and I'm just going to give it my little convex curved line, and I'm going to do my little weighted spokes in here. And that's the tangle, but I'm I'm going to repeat it again on this tile. I mean this little square. Doing the same thing that I did here, so that you're going to see that you can, you know, just repeat it. Should go slow, so I make sure I get those all filled in good. So there we have it. Now, instead of doing this same H-2 in there, we're going to skip around and we're going to try what I put in this one, which is Z-7. And you might recognize this tangle as a portion of one. And so we just put flux in there. And then I love circles, so I'm going to fill in my spaces with some circles, just because I love circles. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do flux, or a portion of flux, in this little triangle shape. And you could leave it, you could color it black behind. And there we have a whole nother look that you can do. We can do the same thing over here, and I'm just going to reverse these. And so I am, instead of having it, I'm going to have it go the opposite direction. So my little P-5 fragment is going to come from the opposite direction. And when I do that little P-5 fragment that's in the book, do my curved line, and then I always come from the center here up and give this weight, and then I work on either side. For me, that just worked a little easier than trying to figure out how to draw that particular fragment. And now we're going to take the Z-7 and put it in the center. So we're going to come from here and we're going to do our little flux. And everyone's going to draw them just a little different. And I'm going to go ahead and put my circles in. But I always want to make that flux from the center, or one corner. And I love how little circles just kind of fill in the space. I just love how that looks. So you can see that we have 3 different fragments, 1 reticula, 3 different fragments, and you really get a completely different, different look. Here it is again. I'm going to scan out so you can see that I did it on the gray and here, and you can shade this lots of different ways to give it some drama. You may want to come back in and fill in behind that flux so that it has a little drama. You can see how that's going to give it some drama. Well, maybe you could see it. Let me come in a little closer. But you can see how that will create some drama. You can shade this by giving it just a little graphite down in here. And then blending it with your shading stump. Lots of possibilities for this. Great couple of fragments and reticula. I hope you share these on my Facebook page so I can see your drawings. I would love to see them. There's a link in the description below. Also, you can get the book, the primer book on my website, and the Reticula book. Also, all the supplies you see here, you can also get that at the store. Thanks again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. New videos on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. Thanks again, and have a great day.